Care Bear, how you doing today?
Good morning. I'm great.
It's good. I'm glad to hear it. It's a good morning. You know that there's that song like "It's a Beautiful Morning."
Yeah.
I feel that right now.
Good. Good.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
glad. You've got a bride glow going on right now. Like you're
Oh,
wearing
I
white
hope
and you're just
so.
like, I'm here,
Ah. Yeah.
bride.
Thank you. I'll take that. Take that very much. You know, Sometimes I think it's important for us to start at the very beginning, a very good place to start,
It
and
is a
kind of
very good
like
place.
bring in why we do what we do. And I don't mean like well, yeah, but I mean you, all of our Rocks Talk listeners, like, why are we doing this dang thing, or how does this dang thing work? Sometimes I think we get so like, why am I waking up and doing social media again? What's the point of that? Is
Mm-hmm.
anyone paying attention? Why did I spend all that time making that post?
Yep.
Why? Why?
Why? Do I even
Why?
need social media?
In the words of Annie Lennox, why?
Mm.
So I feel like we need to just like break it down. And the other thing I was thinking is get a load of this. I was actually on I was being interviewed for a summit with Marcy X. And we were talking, and I don't know how we got down the rabbit hole of emails, but emails came up. And she's
Mm-hmm.
like, fun fact. She's like, I know you love stats, Roxanne, get a load of this stat. And I'm like, let me hear it. Did you know that people are six times more likely to click on your links in an email than on social media?
Mm. Yes, I
Six
get
times. It
that.
makes sense. It
Yeah.
makes sense, right? And then you think, but are people even doing emails? Like, how many direct sellers aren't even doing emails? Yet you have six times more likely to get it. Click on that. And
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about that, and I'm like, Lil, let me just make sure everyone knows I love social media, but it all has a place.
Yes.
And today, I think we
Yes.
need to talk about, or we think we need to talk about the place. Where do all these puzzle pieces fit so it all makes sense?
Yeah, I think, yeah, let's clear the air for you guys because I know you hear us talk about email, but you're like, wait a second, I thought this podcast is about social media. Isn't that where I get the sales? I don't know.
Yes, yes, it is and is. Okay, so let's start at the very, again, I say that again, but it's my thing. Thank you, Sound of Music, the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about the beginning, and the way I want to like draw this, I'm talking about it is like this. When you start your social media business, or whether you're in the fifth year, 10th year, someone emailed me the other day. She's like, I'm in my ninth year. I'm like, go you. You have this product, you have this brand, and you've got to build your business. And there's several
Mm-hmm.
ways to do it. Some people like to rely on family and friends. Some people like to rely on just networking that they make in person, right? A mix of all these things are great. There's a realization also that, wait a moment, you can only touch so many people that you know personally or you network with. But there's this whole thing called social media where people you've never met before can join you in business and buy your product.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell you, one of the funnest things, like one of the like little rushes when I was working my business was when I'd get a sale from someone. I'm like, I have no idea who this person is. Or someone would like join my team. I'm like, I don't even know who this is.
Mm-hmm.
We'd never met, but they saw what I was doing on social media and decided they wanted to join or they wanted to purchase. That's like a really good like dopamine hit that's like free and healthy. It
Yes.
really is.
Yes. And I think that's the ultimate goal, like with social media, is to see that come through and you're like, I don't even know who this is. I've made it.
Score. Yes. So, social media is that place where you can take your message that you're doing one to one in events, you're doing one to one when you meet people around on the street or wherever, and you can actually have it disseminate to the masses, people you would never meet before, but
Mm-hmm.
who connect with you on social because of your brand, your style, what you stand for, and are like, yes, give me that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before you think that like people think, is that even possible? I want you to think to yourself, how many people, typically this is on Instagram or even like a TikTok, it doesn't really happen on Facebook as much, but how many people do you actually find that that you literally purchased something from or started following that you've never met in your life before?
Following a lot. I follow so many people's lives and I'm like, wait, who is this person? And I think, yeah, I do ultimately buy from them. We all know my love
Uh-huh.
of buying on Instagram. So that's just a yes. But yeah, I'm seeing into these people's lives who make me feel better about myself or like just I feel related to and never met them in real life. I've never met you in real life.
Hey, well, yeah, there you go. True. Fact. Fact. Um, I purchase things all the time from influencers or things that I see that someone talked about that I'm like, I want to try it. I want to buy it. I buy things from brands I've never heard of. I look them
Yeah.
up, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But so if you're thinking, does this really work? My answer to you is yes, it does work. You can literally you can have a social media platform and people can and do and will find you, be connected to you, and then you become their resource. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I say resource because at that point, depending on what you do, it can go a couple different ways, right? So if you decide to just use social media to just post things all the time, that really is the one place they're hanging out with you at. And so it becomes like a little place where they just check in on you. And maybe you have some links. And if you have some links, that's great. But at, at some point, the buck stops, the journey stops.
Mm. In 2023, yes. I feel like if we were talking about social media a few years back, like that would be enough. But
Right.
now, like it does stop there.
Well, and it stops there. And listen, no offense to anyone here, but we're not influencers. You're probably not an influencer. Most of you. Some of you might be, and hey, power to you, influencer, do your
Mm-hmm.
thing. But most people who are listening right now are not influencers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll even say this, like when you think about the big influencers, let's go to influencer world for a second. They actually don't stop there, right? Instagram has made them little stores, but also they have like to know it. They have other places to get more information. They have their Amazon shops. They've got something that gives you more on them
Yeah.
these days. How does that translate to direct selling? You might wonder, like, what does that have to do with me, Roxanne? Well, listen, if you are posting, you're spending all your time on posting things on social media, that's great, but you're missing out on something because you can only do so much on the gram. You can do even less on TikTok and even less on, I'd say, really on Facebook as well too. You can't do as much as you need to get done to keep on building that relationship in that business. Why? Because you don't own it. You can't customize it. It's not yours. You can't always talk about what you want to talk about. And when you create something and post it, you don't get to decide who it falls in front of.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. You're at the mercy of an algorithm,
Exactly.
which
And
is
the algorithm, may the odds ever be in your favor.
yes. Yes. We try to work with it, not against it, but ultimately you don't have the power over that. So you're a business owner. What are you going to do with those people?
Yeah. And what are you going to do with social media? I think it's important to remember that when it comes to social media, it is the bar. And I'll say it over and over again until I'm blue in the face. Social media is the bar. It's where you go to meet people, or maybe these days kids like it's the online dating app, right? Not the one that's just got hookups, but the one that like you actually meet someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's about that. So you use it for that purpose. And then once you use it for that purpose, what do? You don't live at the bar. You don't have a whole relationship at the bar. You actually take it out of the bar and have a deeper, more meaningful relationship.
Mm-hmm. Ask them on a date.
You ask them on a date, you get their information. And that's what you want to think about completely when it comes to social media. Social media is that place where you are literally having the conversation with them, saying, oh, like kind of vetting each other and then moving forward. It goes back to my SPY try buy method, by the way, which by the way, I got an email. Like, I don't know. I was looking at emails and I just got a bunch of them this week from people responding to, no joke, the emails I've been sending. And I'm not even that seriously. And one of them, she said, I've been solely focused on revamping my whole customer journey and what I'm putting out there based on the SPY try buy method. And she said, it's not even halfway through the month and I'm already have my best month ever. Yeah. She's
Oh
like, you
my
can use
God.
that. Just don't say my name. I was like, oh, I'll use that. Don't you worry about a thing.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love hearing stuff like this. Like, oh, it's so good.
Completely. So if you think about social media for what it is, right? You think back to your 20s and maybe at first you're like, I'm going to go to the bar and have a good time. But then you got to a point where you're like, I'm ready to find someone. You went to the bar with a different intention. You went to the bar going, okay, let me vet the person that would be a good match for me. I'm looking. Okay, let me get to, nope, not that one. Oop, this one. Oh, yep, I'll give this one my digits for, I'll get their phone number. You're doing your thing. But you had a plan, right? It's like those women. Do you ever have those friends who made dating resumes? Did you that ever thing?
No. Oh my God. That sounds
Yes.
horrible.
Yes. I had a girlfriend. Her whole thing was like, we all need to make like dating resumes. And like, what, like our resume for, I was like, I don't even know what to do with that. That's a different one. No joke.
It's like a Tinder profile. Like you're
Yeah.
selling yourself there. Ah!
And ironically,
Okay.
now she owns a matchmaking service. So yeah,
She was on to something.
he was on to something. So, so when you do that and you know that that's the intention, things are going to happen. Here's a couple things. You don't go in there and you don't get so fixated on how many people liked my post, how many people commented on my post. You look at how many people clicked on the link, how many people did I get to get on my list. That is your goal for social media. You don't get caught up in the other vanity numbers. You get caught up in the how can I put out my message so people want to spy, get on my list, then I can cultivate the heck and mold them. That's what you want to
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So social media is very important, but when you go into it with a strategy, then it's like, all right, I'm feeling good in the neighborhood. Let's make this a thing. It's working
Yeah.
for me. Once you do that, then you got to get them on the list. And I'm tired of people saying I don't have a list. Like I'm
I
tired of
know.
it. Lies, fabrications, falsities.
You need a
You re-
list. You need a
and you
list.
have one. You need one and you have one.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
have a list. If you have one customer, you have a list. If you have one person who said, yeah, let me take a look, you have a list. All of those people are list people.
Yes. Yes. I love where this kind of conversation is going. It's basically, I'm a visual person at times. So it's like kind of showing the customer journey. This is how we use social media to take Ted over here, who knows nothing about you, finds you on social media, hangs out a little while, maybe you have a little combo, and then ultimately takes the next step, gets on your list, and you just brought Ted all the way through the gamut to being someone you're dating, if we're using that analogy.
Yeah.
And when you're dating, then you might ask him to marry you.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like you could be dating, or the kids say talking. Maybe like he's seeing other people as well too, and so are you because you know that you are. But that's totally okay.
It's okay.
It's totally fine. It's mutual that way. As long as everybody knows it's okay. All right. So you think about it, then you have them on your list. And here's the thing. First thing people say is, I don't have a list. Second thing people say is, okay, I have a list. I don't know what to do with it.
Okay.
Send them things, put some information out there,
Mm-hmm.
talk to them. Like, you can
Mm-hmm.
do this. You can do this, my friends.
Do you get
And you can do it.
people coming to you and saying, like, I just don't know what to write. I'm not a writer. I'm not a writer. You don't have to be a writer.
You don't have to be a writer.
No.
Yeah, I get that all the time. And then I'm like, well, give me one reason why you're not using social emails. Honestly, like I think we were talking earlier about services and how we really create services to help you and to save you time and to speed things up and to make things easy for you. Like if there was an easy button, just call us your easy button. Like here we
Mm-hmm.
are. I'm going to get sued by Office, one of them. They're together now, I think. But we're your easy button.
Yeah.
And so, like, literally, if you don't know what to say, grab the social emails. You know, I was thinking about this because literally I watched, not even kidding, didn't know we were going to talk about this today, and sent out an email. So if you get our email list, you'll be like, oh, I remember that email where I talked about the 6 times more likely to click on an email link. But I was saying, like, social emails literally is not only giving you strategy on emails without you even have to think about and understand it, but you're literally getting an email template. So they're ready for you. Boom, shakalaka. You just add your own spin to them. Saves you tons of time. And we're the ones who kind of break down and we know why and nuance why we are literally like sending out the email we're sending out.
Yeah.
Right? Tarzan's behind me. That looks like Tarzan. Nope, he went the other way. Like a skinny Tarzan.
With his sarong on.
Oh, the sarong was not on. Come on, we're in public. The family establishment. So like if you we could make it so easy for you. I'll say there are people that have like been resistant. Nancy's a great one. I know she listens to the podcast. She'll laugh. Resistant to emails for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
3 years. 3 years on the at least once a month I would encourage her to do emails, and she was like, no. Started doing emails what 3-4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago. I was like, oh my gosh. Right now
It works.
it works. I was like, you don't say. Let's keep doing them then. They make such a difference. Another thing, again, Marcy and I were not talking about emails, but we got on email bent. Interesting enough, the more emails you send, the more money you make.
Oh.
No, but really, I say that because people are like, oh, I don't want to do too many. I'm like, just do. I mean, I got Nancy doing like, yeah, she does 2 a month, and we're like just happy about that. That's for 1 a week, but actually doing more than that if you have it in you. Because what I'm finding is some people start doing emails and they fall in love with them. They love doing the email. If that's you, amazing. Keep doing those emails, and actually, if you got content, the more you do, the more money you're gonna make. It's working, y'all.
It is. And you guys, come on. Writing an email versus creating a reel. What are you going to choose? Come on.
I love video. The girl has been on international TV, and I will do an email before I have to do a reel.
Right. Because there's just less. You don't have to like show up. You are behind there getting what's out of your head onto paper, the computer, and then off it goes.
Exactly. So social media still completely important. You got to meet them somewhere. But then when you get them on your list, you're cultivating that list, and you're doing some great things in there that are causing them to buy on you more quickly, so they will try and they'll buy from you. You can sell all you want in the emails. I mean, you want to balance it out. I say that. You want to balance it out, but you can sell a lot more in emails than you can on social media.
Now, if someone's starting their business, would you recommend like starting with social media before even like creating a list?
Well, listen, if you're listening to your upline or your company, they're telling you to make a list anyway, right? Start with make a list of, so you already made the list. So see if you can get some emails, like email addresses on that list. And get rolling with the list. So you could literally go, okay, I'll figure out the Instagram thing. I'll do some Roxtalks stuff to learn that, but I'm going to start with my emails. You could definitely start with your emails. And just start,
and no matter who's on your list. Like you said earlier, like one person, get in the practice of like sending out that email consistently. And so then as you're getting better at Instagram and like growing that following, it's going to convert over to your email list. So you do both. You have to do both.
You do both. And here's the really cool thing too. Once you realize and understand it, and there's some power in setting up an email system, right? There's some power in that. All of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh. I have so many of our Roxtalks members, once they set up the email system, they're like, I feel like a real business owner. Like, it's just so cool. They puff up a little more. They understand it a little more. But once you do that, one of your goals each month really should be, how many people can I add to my list, to my email list? Because when you're doing that, you're literally saying, I'm going to make more money. I'm going to make more money. They go hand in hand. They really do. So it's like, wait, how many more people? And there's different ways to get them on your list. Social media is a great way. But listen, it's not just I put a post up. You've got to have something that leads them to get on my list for more information. Let's get on the list. Hey, I have a list. You want to make sure you're constantly putting that out there so they do hear it. If you're doing events, maybe you're doing like a spring event, or you're doing some type of summer event, I should say as well too. Find a way to have some opportunity to get people's email addresses at that event. Because that is great when you follow up with them. Thanks for coming. Here's some more information. Here's my smorgasbord, like my chaku board. I think it's your chaku.
Here's my coochie board. What?
I did not say that.
I'll give you my email.
Love it when people say charcuterie wrong. It's hilarious. Anyway, so think about email as that cultivation place. Now,
Yeah.
also along that journey, right? You've got the email coming, right? So think about your entryways, your on ramps to the freeway. We're going riding on a freeway of love. Who sings that?
I've never heard
Ah,
this one before. I'm just going with it.
that would be Aretha
Let me
Franklin.
get my
Anyhow,
fingers out.
Aretha Franklin, just Aretha Franklin, no big deal.
Oh, maybe
Just
you're off
read.
key. Kidding.
I mean, I could have been. If Linda's listening, she would definitely say that. I sang her happy birthday and she's like, "Oh, Rox, that was bad." I was like,
Thank you.
listen, Linda. Okay. That's what I was too. So, okay. So you think about your on ramp too. Like you've got a ramp, the freeway to buying your product, joining you in business. People
Mhm,
on ramp through social media. They on ramp through your friend or your family member. They on ramp
mhm,
through you met them at the gym or you meet them in a networking group. So they're on ramping, boom, all these ways, right? Awesome. They're on the freeway. That freeway is your lift. You need to
mhm,
have that lift is the freeway. Okay. So you on the ramp them in all these different ways. Now, while they're doing this, when you're driving somewhere, they're like rest stops, right? Or little I think about the Griswolds. You stop in different places. So
okay.
one of them is, hey, why don't you stop at this rest stop and come to this event? And by the way, at this event, whether it's virtual or in person, you'll get to try the thing. You'll get to see more about what's
Mm,
going on, right? You got
mhm,
these rest stops, right? Visually going on there where you can invite people to these things so they can learn more. And when they learn more, they're ready. Something like, all right, get me, I'm driving Audubon speed to buying or joining you in business. So you have these entrees, right? So while you want to think about that's how you're cultivating it. You have the
mhm,
hey, by the way, I've got this while you're driving, you drive through the drive-through and get a little 5-day mini pack or get a little something here so you can try it as
mhm,
you're driving, right? They go, okay,
mhm.
awesome. I got my little snacks. I'm loving it. I went to Bucky's. This is great. And so they're enjoying this and going, I love it, which makes them want to Audubon speed faster into buying or joining a business. That is
Yep.
your customer journey. Bada bing.
Bada bing, bada boom. And guess what, guys? We've said this in other episodes. Most people don't buy right away. This is why we have this journey, this road trip that they go on. There is nothing wrong if it takes them a little while to get there.
Amen. Long game. So it's a
Mhm.
freeway and not like a street. Hey, 68%.
Yep.
When Taryn says most people, you might think, oh, most, she means like a couple. She means 68% of people are
8%.
not going to buy from you just because you said buy it. They're
Mhm.
not going to do it. So
Mhm.
stop creating your business on the 20 whatever percent who will and focus on the percentage of people who won't. Did I say that right? 68. My math was off there. But anyway,
Focus on the long game. It's what we're trying to
there
say.
we go. That is what we're trying to say. Now I got to do the math because that's going to bother me. I don't know. Anyway, more people. It might even be higher than 58 if you count the laggards. I think it's like 70 some percent. Anyway,
Yeah, it's a good
most
chunk.
people are not going to buy from you. So know that. And that's a good too for your mind because your mind
Mhm.
plays tricks on you with all of this, right? Unless you are a born salesperson who just loves the no. And you're like, oh my gosh, I got another no. Hit me again, hit me again. Nobody wants a no dopamine hit. That's not a thing unless you're a
Mhm.
born salesperson. So you want to think about it like this. If you go in with realism, not pessimism, but knowing that, hey, like 10% of the people are going to say yes
Yeah.
to me right now. Okay, well, great.
Mhm.
That means if I have one person there, there's a good chance they're not going to say yes. And that's okay. I shouldn't feel bad about that.
Right.
Right. If you go in there thinking 10% are going to say yes, then you have a really good, healthy understanding of your numbers and it's not a personal thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a room of 20 people, you're like, okay, 2 people. That would be fantastic.
Mhm.
When you think about it that way, it just doesn't become as personal and you are able to look at it with the clarity it's going to help you with the long game.
Exactly. Exactly. You said that great. And it's like, why do you think the car salesmen keep calling you after you've said no? because they know how this works. Eventually they'll get more yeses.
And they know,
Mhm.
man, they know. Love it. So there is your customer journey.
Whew.
Woo.
If that
Hey, if
felt
you have
heavy,
questions about
guys,
it,
what I was just gonna say that too. I was like, if you have
go ahead.
questions, this feels heavy, DM us.
Yes, slide into our DMs. We like it when you do that, unless you're some weirdo from another, some guy who's not. Yeah, we don't like those.
Who's asking weird questions?
Just the D. Yeah, you're only getting to slide in the DMs, nowhere else. But slide
Yeah.
into those DMs and ask us. We'd love to answer those questions for you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Behind the scenes.
Let's do it.
I should have prepared. I was too into this episode versus usually I start to like mentally prepare. I'm like, what am I going to say for behind the scenes? What has been going on? Oh, we just had Mother's Day.
Yes. Happy Mother's
And
Day.
thank you. Same to you. I decided Jeremy had to work and he was like, here's the credit card, go buy yourself something. And I'm like,
Jeremy.
I know, right? It's so sweet. But guess what I decided to do instead?
Buy nothing.
I didn't buy anything and I wanted to go for a 6-mile walk with the kids in the stroller and it was great. I had such a good time. It was a beautiful day. It was like just what my little heart wanted on Mother's Day.
And the kids like behave the whole time?
No, they
Okay.
did not. No,
Okay.
but they did nap for a little while, so that was really peaceful. And I put in an audiobook and we just looked at beautiful things and I got in a great workout. But then I went home and bought something online.
Love it, but you're in Zen. That's so good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was wondering, I'm
Yeah.
like, I wonder what she's doing on Mackinac for Mother's Day.
Yeah, well, here's the original plan. So Mackinac is 8 miles around, and I was like, I'm gonna do half of it because it's a mile down to get to the trail, and then a mile back up. So I was gonna do half of the island. At that halfway point, there is an ice cream shop. It was closed.
No. Did you tell the kids they're getting ice cream?
Oh yeah, because
Oh,
online it said it
meltdown.
was open, and it was open 2 days before we rode our bike just to kind of get the feeling of it, and it was open. But yeah, Mother's Day closed. I was like, and so then they had a vending machine. I was like, oh, I'll get them a Gatorade. Wouldn't take my $5 bills. So yeah, that's where a lot of the meltdown happened.
Or you need Benadryl, man.
I don't just keep it with me in my pocket on my 6-mile walk. Here, kid.
You will now. Oh, zoink. That's
We
a bummer.
survived. All right, wedding update.
I had my makeup tutorial yesterday. Can I just say, my mom cracked me up. I was telling my mom I was getting a makeup tutorial. She's like, you don't need that. You don't need that. She's like, Roxanne, I found a TikTok and it taught me how to do makeup. So she sends me this TikTok. We should like reach out to this girl. I'm not even kidding. But she sends me this TikTok. It is a Saint, Saint Beauty.
Yeah.
It was a Saint Beauty person. And she's like, she taught me how to do my makeup and now I do all these things. And I'm like, Mom, it is my wedding. No shade on this woman and her TikTok. I'm sure it's lovely. But I want a little more of a personal, like
personalized.
for my face. And another thing, Mom, you watch a video of a woman who is under 40 showing you how to put on makeup and you're over 40. Your skin changes. I was like, she won't hear it. She won't hear it. She won't hear it. She won't hear it. So now she wants me to do a demo of what she learned on TikTok. I kid you not.
She wants you to try it?
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to do it?
I'm going to watch my mom's tutorial of how she puts on her makeup because she learned it from a Saint Beauty person on TikTok.
Well, shout out to all you direct sellers who do makeup. Do tutorials on TikTok. It works.
It works. However, she didn't buy from her, but that's my problem with TikTok. It's hard to buy from someone on TikTok. You can't. It doesn't lead to getting on the list. There you go, as well as it should.
Exactly. So do it on Instagram.
Yeah. So anyway, I had Trinity, who was the makeup artist for my photo shoot. She drove down from LA and met me and came to my place, and we had a 3-hour tour, maybe 3-4 hours. Yeah. First of all, she's
Wow.
good.
Yeah.
Trinity is good. I mean, I knew she's good at putting on makeup, but she's good at teaching the
Mm-hmm.
art of putting on makeup. And so I learned all these things about um, concealer. And it's so funny. She's like, so
Yeah.
show me how you put this on. And she was like, no. She's like, what brush do you use for this? Like for your foundation, this one. Which one do you use for your concealer? Same one. Which one do you use for? I'm like, the same one. She's like,
Also
oh no, we're
this
not
one.
doing that. Which
She's
is
probably
short.
like,
Like but she was so, I was like, I'm just giving you things to laugh about on your way home. She
yeah.
was so great though. So unassuming, great class. I'll share a picture of my makeup. So, and then I like, we went through and she'd already given me a list of what to buy. So we had it all laid out and like all the things I needed. And I
Yeah.
learned how to do brows.
Oh my God,
Dude,
I want to
I did
learn that.
not know that once you like do your brows, which I never learned how to do them and shape them that way, but did you know you put like concealer underneath the highest part of your arch
Yeah, to make them
and then you
look.
bring it down? I
Well, I
didn't
don't
know
bring it
that.
down. I just like usually put a highlighter, like a highlight right there.
Okay, but you put it like concealer here and then you bring it down on the eye. I was like, my eye, like it was amazing. Yeah, I
Oh.
learned a lot of goodies, a lot of goodies.
I know nothing about makeup, so this is so intriguing about to me because I'm
It
clueless.
like it was is next level. I should have come made up, but I'm gonna work out.
I was half
Um,
expecting it, and when you showed up without it, I'm like, hmm,
so I Scott saw me. He's like, "Who are you?" Because this whole big thing is like, please look like yourself for the wedding, and I'm like,
yeah,
I will. However, I'm also getting married, and the pictures need to look good.
yeah,
So Munchkin, we got to find a happy medium. So he thought my eyes were too down. I said, listen, this is a trial,
yeah,
and but then my mom and sister reminded me that like I was in street clothes. She's like, they were like,
right.
in your dress, it'll look different.
Well, and are you going to do your hair differently than how you have it
Yes,
now? Yeah.
yes,
So I feel like
that's a
hair
whole thing.
always makes a way difference with makeup. Like if you're too dramatic and your hair is more like laid back, it's like, what?
The hair is the next thing. So that was exciting. I have a dress fitting tomorrow, but I got a little bit of an issue. I'm going to send you a picture right now. So I don't think I sent you a picture. I did put one kind of on the gram. Um, but here's the issue. This is the big issue. My guy, who's been my tailor, he's moving to a different location. And he messaged me yesterday and I was like, excuse me. So my whole family's freaking out because he's been great. I don't know. So we'll see.
Are you texting me this? Where am I
I
looking?
texted you the picture. Yeah, I texted it to you. Not that you look at your text messages. So that's going on, but everything else seems to be falling into place. Besides the fact that my tailor is switching on me. Apparently, they have different people doing your dress, but he's been my
Yeah.
guy, so that's interesting.
Trust, faith.
Trust, faith.
Ah. Are you
Can
gonna
you tell I
do
have
you have
makeup on?
eyelashes on?
No, I'm gonna do eyelashes, but that's just her teaching me how to do mascara well.
Oh, I like the eyes. I do not think they're too much.
I like guys too. I'm not worried about him.
They're really pretty.
Thank you. My sisters say it's too much pink. That I should go more gold. So I'll try that. We were vacillating between some colors, but other than that, there it
Yeah.
is.
It is a little
Yep,
pinky, but I don't hate the pink. I like pink though.
you like pink. Megan would love
Yeah.
it.
She would.
She would love it.
Sorry, got distracted by
Um,
looking at that, guys.
we'll post it because we'll post it. I don't want to leave. We'll post it on our page. Yes, so they can
Okay.
see it. Yeah. I think that's it. Wedding coming along, 51 days. 51 days. And I'm dropping like it's hot. Wait. I am under a number that I haven't been under for a couple years.
Yay. So the
Ah!
dress is gonna like fall off tomorrow.
Dress is gonna be perfect tomorrow. Yes, it's gonna keep falling off. It's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
great.
Woo, get
Hmm.
to tape it on.
Yes, I really quickly on the gram, I follow my wedding dress brand, and they posted a picture of like people wearing happening my dress. They highlighted, and I was like, oh, different people wearing it over like the last few months. I'm like, got excited.
Aw, it didn't make you jealous. Like that's my dress.
No, because it looked totally different. I look different in it. It's fine.
Yay.
I was just like, oh, my dress is beautiful. All right, that's what I think. That's everything. Are we forgetting anything?
I think that's all. We got all the links you need in the show notes. You know where to find us. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.